It was a stormy night, rain lashing against the windows, as I eagerly awaited my late-night Doordash delivery. The app showed the delivery driver's car approaching, a small dot inching closer on the map. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, echoing through the empty house, sending shivers down my spine. I opened the door to find a soaked, hooded figure standing in the dimly lit porch, holding a dripping bag of food. Their face was hidden in shadows, and the only sound was the howling wind outside. As I reached for the bag, the driver whispered, "Enjoy your meal," in a voice that sent chills down my spine. The app still displayed the driver's car outside, but there was no sign of any vehicle through the rain-streaked window. Puzzled, I looked back at the hooded figure, but they had vanished into the night. I shrugged off the eerie encounter, attributing it to the storm playing tricks on my imagination. As I unpacked the food, I noticed an unsettling detail: the items were not what I had ordered. Instead of my favorite dishes, the bags contained strange, unrecognizable concoctions. A sense of dread settled in as I checked the app again, only to find that the order history had disappeared. Panic set in as I realized there was no trace of the delivery or the driver in the Doordash system. I attempted to call customer support, but the line was eerily silent, devoid of the usual hold music or operator prompts. A strange odor emanated from the mysterious food, making my stomach churn with unease. The rain outside intensified, creating an unsettling symphony of tapping on the windows. With each passing minute, the house seemed to grow colder, the air thickening with an unexplainable tension. I decided to discard the mysterious meal, but as I approached the trash can, a whisper echoed in the darkness. "You shouldn't have refused the offering," the voice murmured, freezing me in my tracks. I spun around to find the hooded figure standing in the doorway, their face still hidden in shadows. The room grew darker, the only light emanating from the eerie glow of the Doordash app on my phone. The hooded figure extended a dripping hand, holding a receipt with cryptic symbols and an otherworldly language. Fear coursing through my veins, I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the spectral presence. The figure spoke again, a haunting chant that seemed to bind me to an unseen force. Shadows danced on the walls, contorting into grotesque shapes that seemed to mock my futile attempts to escape. The Doordash app glowed brighter, its screen displaying a countdown timer that signaled an ominous finale. As the timer reached 0, the room plunged into darkness, the only sound the haunting laughter of the hooded figure. I awoke in a cold sweat, convinced it was just a nightmare, but the Doordash app on my phone still glowed with an otherworldly aura. Trembling, I uninstalled the app, vowing never to order from Doordash again, haunted by the chilling memory of that stormy night. Little did I know, the hooded figure's laughter lingered in the shadows, a spectral reminder of the terrifying ordeal that unfolded through the mysterious delivery service. The clock struck midnight as I placed an order on Doordash, craving a late-night snack to accompany my work. A peculiar chill filled the air as I anxiously awaited the arrival of my food, the minutes stretching into an eerie silence. The app notified me that the driver, one unknown, had picked up my order and was en route. I chuckled nervously, dismissing the oddity, assuming it was a glitch in the system. A sudden rap on the door echoed through the empty halls, sending shivers down my spine. I cautiously opened the door to find a delivery bag, but there was no sign of the driver. Puzzled, I brought the bag inside, noticing a strange symbol etched on the receipt, one I couldn't decipher. As I unwrapped the food, a foul odor filled the room, a putrid scent that made my stomach churn. The meal appeared normal at first glance, but something seemed off about the texture and color. An unsettling whisper brushed against my ear, a voice that seemed to emanate from the shadows. "You've invited the unknown into your home," the voice hissed, chilling me to the bone. I turned to see a ghostly figure, clad in a Doordash uniform, standing in the corner of the room. The figure's face was obscured by darkness, except for piercing, glowing eyes fixated on me. Panic set in as I fumbled to find my phone, but the app had transformed into a pulsating symbol resembling the one on the receipt. The ghostly figure advanced, and with each step, the room grew colder, the temperature plummeting to an unnatural degree. Desperation fueled my attempts to escape as I rushed toward the door, only to find it locked with an otherworldly force. The ghostly figure spoke again, revealing a tale of a cursed delivery driver doomed to roam the night, seeking refuge in unsuspecting homes. Shadows danced on the walls, morphing into grotesque shapes that mirrored the horrors of the figure's cursed existence. I pleaded for release, promising never to use Doordash again, but the ghostly presence seemed unaffected by my words. Time warped, and the room became a surreal nightmare, the walls closing in as the ghostly figure's laughter echoed. Suddenly, I awoke in a cold sweat, the room bathed in the soft glow of dawn, the Doordash app on my phone displaying a normal interface. Shaken, I vowed to share the chilling tale, a cautionary story of the unknown that lurks in the late-night shadows of food delivery apps. Yet, as the days passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that the ghostly figure still lingered. A spectral reminder of the night Doordash became a portal to the supernatural. The app continued to function as if nothing had happened, but the memory of that paranormal encounter left an indelible mark on my psyche. And so, I hesitated to order from Doordash again, haunted by the uncertainty of what might be delivered in the dead of night. It was a foggy evening, the mist swirling around the lampposts as I decided to order dinner from Doordash. The app promised a quick delivery, and I eagerly awaited the arrival of my favorite meal. The doorbell rang, signaling the arrival of the delivery driver, but something felt off from the moment I opened the door. The driver, clad in a tattered Doordash uniform, had an unsettling pallor, their eyes hollow and devoid of life. Handing me the food, they whispered, "Beware the choices you make tonight. They have consequences," before vanishing into the fog. I dismissed the cryptic warning, attributing it to an overactive imagination fueled by horror stories. As I unpacked the meal, an eerie silence enveloped the room, broken only by the distant hoot of an owl. The first bite tasted normal, but with each subsequent mouthful, the flavors warped into a nightmarish amalgamation. A sudden chill permeated the air, and the room darkened as if the fog had seeped into the walls. Glancing at the Doordash app, I noticed that my delivery history now included a mysterious option labeled Consequences. Curiosity got the better of me, and I selected it, unaware of the sinister turn my night was about to take. The app displayed a haunting message: "You've opened the gateway to the other side. Now, face the consequences." Shadows in the room began to writhe and contort, taking on grotesque forms that seemed to feed off my growing unease. A ghostly figure materialized, a spectral embodiment of regret, whispering tales of choices that led to irreversible fates. Panic set in as I tried to exit the app, but it resisted, trapping me in a digital realm with the ghostly presence. The room became a surreal dreamscape, shifting between reality and nightmare, the fog outside seeping into my consciousness. The ghostly figure guided me through a labyrinth of my own decisions, each one echoing with the consequences that unfolded in its wake. Desperation took hold as I pleaded for release, the fog outside now permeating the room, obscuring my vision. The ghostly figure's laughter echoed, a haunting sound that seemed to merge with the distant wail of the wind. With a jolt, I awoke, the fog outside replaced by the dim light of dawn, the Doordash app on my phone back to its normal state. The warning from the delivery driver echoed in my mind, a cautionary tale of consequences that transcended the boundaries of the digital world. Though the app appeared unchanged, I couldn't shake the feeling that my choices had left an indelible mark on my reality. From that night forward, the fog held a different meaning, a reminder that the choices we make, even in the mundane act of ordering food, can have consequences that linger in the misty corners of our existence.